What's up, future? It is loud, and it is extremely windy. Yeah, it's been like, fortunately the snow isn't sticking on the ground, but it's been snowing for like 24 hours, and it is so windy. Like 30-mile-an-hour winds with like 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Yeah, it's been loud. Thinking about moving spots, but it's just kind of like impractical right now. Yeah. Kind of want to move spots because the road can see me. There's like one break in the tree line where I can see the road. And even though I'm not afraid of seeing the road, I don't want people to see a light on top of the hill. I don't feel like people using their headlights are going to see a little candle like miles away, but still I'd rather like not risk it. So I'm going to move a little bit. But yeah. That's a pretty good day. Chef was wearing the sorting hat all night playing Hogwarts until I said that he only dies on Melania, and then he threw the hat off. So bad. He does, though. I mean, like, here's the thing about Chef. He tries to play the hardest game. Same thing with like Chef or Roman or anyone else like that. Kid Shadow. They try to play the hardest game possible on like a super hard difficulty, and then they get really tilted. Chef doesn't actually. Chef doesn't. Get This Bag does. But Chef has pretty big endurance, but I mean it's like, for me it's like, why would you play the game on a super hard challenge if all you do is die like over and over and over? Like a whole night will be taken up just on one boss. And it's like, that's fun for some people. I don't do that. If a boss takes me more than 3 or 4 tries, I'm quitting. Right? I would much rather like look at like a tactical simulation. I like those numbers games than like something that's literally unbeatable. Um, I have to hit the boss 100 times and dodge attacks. Oh, it's so unfair, Elden Ring too, because you can't like be attacking and then dodge mid-attack. You have to fully complete your attack and then you're allowed to dodge, and so you can get caught. You can do an action and not have room to dodge. So it's that fact that you can only do one thing at a time. Are you dodging? Are you attacking? Are you jumping? You can't just like combine things however you want. So, wow. Huge flurry of snow just came on in. Yeah, it's going to be, it's actually around midnight. It's going to clear up on this wind. But yeah, it's been like 30-mile-an-hour winds for like 2 days. So bad. Jeez. I'm getting shook. This car is actually better than my Nissan Xterra. My Xterra was actually a lot more flimsy in the wind. For as tall as this car is, they like overcompensated by making it really stable. But yeah, this is crazy. It's the worst wind possible. It's so bad. Maybe not the worst one possible. 30-mile-an-hour wind is pretty easy compared to like 30 miles with 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Woo, holy crap. But yeah, technically it's going to be like, once this next day of snow clears up, it's going to be like really nice weather. So, but yeah, I got 2 days of just like harsh. I found a better spot I was thinking about moving to, but yeah, I'd have to pull all my stuff inside to take it with me, and I just don't feel like being outside for the couple minutes to do that. Yeah. Can't see the mountains at all. It's all covered up. Oh no, I've got to make sure I've got the load data on. I think I do. I think the phone saves differences when it's forward facing or back facing. It has different data settings. So, yeah, this worst wind possible. Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I'm not surprised that everyone touching Israel is a pedophile. I mean, it's in the Talmud. The Talmud gives permission to have sex with a girl 3 years or older. And I am a circumcision victim. Circumcision is definitely a crime. So if they're cutting baby boys and giving permission to their followers to take little girls of the age of 3, then it's definitely some gross pedo shit going on. Yeah, I've been wrongfully accused by them before of being a pedo, but it's absolutely not true. I have no, child sex victims in my life. I've never hurt a kid since I was a kid. I hurt kids when they were my age. But yeah, since I've been an adult, not one. I haven't hurt anybody ever, and I don't have any like CSAM. I think that stuff is like really sad. So I totally support AI watching everything to track body continuity to like find secret victims, but it would have to be made by people who weren't the pedos, which is hard to guarantee. So, yeah. It just makes sense on a practical standpoint that if you want a slave, that you have to get her when she's a kid because you can brainwash her, right? And so that's why they target young girls. That's why they take out baby boys and they target young girls, is to give them an opportunity to acquire more sexual partners. So that's who really runs the world. It's not like you don't butcher cows for food. It's not like you don't boil lobsters alive. It's not like you didn't used to whip slaves. You were whipping slaves not even hundreds of years ago. So would you cut baby boys so the girls were pure? Definitely you would do that. Yeah. Yeah, I sent boys to the hospital. I was a little monster when I was a kid. I was not above nearly killing somebody, but I worked most of that out by the time I'd say I was like 12 or so. Yeah. I'd had calmed, but most of that was due to my parents. Yeah, it was just run down. I would get it from them, and so I'd give it out. So, yeah. No, this world is cruel. This world is cruel. It's God doesn't care at all. So we exist despite reality. So, um, well, a little lag in the wind. That's been the weird thing about the wind, is that it'll blow really fast for like a squall, and then it'll die down, and then it'll come back. So it has been doing like this like wave thing. Everything does that. Everything comes in a wave. The temperatures, it's interesting. That's how I developed speed art, is just go all the way up and go all the way down. But yeah, the waves are interesting because it's like happens with temperatures, happens with the wind, happens with the ocean. It's like there's a high, then there's a low, happens with the breath. It's all in and out, up and down. This like steady current thing is like different. Yeah, it's different. Who knows if it's even impossible, right? So, yeah. The one thing I don't like about this car is the hood isn't flat. Oh man, when I had a Dodge Durango, that thing has a flat hood. That was awesome because you can just take all your shit and put it on top of your hood. That's pretty efficient. Yeah, my hood is sloped down, so I can't do anything like that. It'd be nice. Get a big old engine bay you can access. Yeah, I'm too big to crawl under my car. I'd have to jack it up. I have all these tools with me telling myself I would fix it myself. They've come in handy a couple times, but really, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with these tools. This shit sucks. So, yeah. But yeah, the national pedos thing. Yeah, of course Bill Clinton was a pedo. Of course Donald Trump was a pedo. It's just these old guys like fit young teens. They don't want like old women. They want like freshly virgin, you know, just like not. I think you're a real creep on another level if you like pre-puberty girls. That's really gross. But like, I get how it is practically that if you want a slave, you get her as a kid, and then you can like brainwash her and raise her in like your harem, and then she knows her place and thinks you're God or whatever. I understand that on a practical level, but yeah, I think it's like most of the so-called pedos in the government like teen girls. They want girls who are like sexually ripened but still like, you know, fit. There's you'll never be fitter than when you just grew into a young adult, because that's when you're like the most toned and also like kind of like the most nimblest of mind and personality and energy. I know why they find it attractive, but it's illegal because it victimizes people. The people who are the victims of that feel like you lusted after their youth and in a way destroyed it, right? So that's why it's illegal. It's because you're hurting people, um, and that's very clear. But yeah, it's no surprise the government really does that. So yeah, they're all a bunch of liars. They just play protect the pedophiles. Protect the pedophiles. It's weird you never hear anything weird about, like, it is. You don't hear anything bad ever about China or Xi Jinping. They don't say anything about him ever, which I think is weird. It's a little suspicious. You got lots of trash to talk on us, but not him ever. I think it's suspicious. So, yeah. Anyway. Can't fix all the problems. Anyway, I am pretty happy I did get like a full day of sun yesterday. That was nice. Got all my batteries topped up. It's just too windy right now, and it'll clear up by the afternoon. Yeah, by midnight. By midnight, it's gonna be like 3-mile-an-hour wind again, which is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I'm lucky the snow isn't piling up. Yeah. Yeah, child sexual assault material. It's sad. It's sad that that's what our lives are. You know, that it's just like the rich of the world get mansion after mansion and literally rape kids, boys with knives and girls physically, and nothing ever happens. And all the people who are supposed to be our public defenders get cross-eyed and stupid when it comes time to do something about it. So, yeah, I'm pretty sick of this human race. I think that you fucking suck. I think you fucking suck. Like, you're just awful. So, not much to say, really. It's just kind of sad in bed. Yeah. Anyway, I was proud Chef did die a few times on Hogwarts bosses. Yeah, he died quite a few times. I was afraid it wouldn't be hard enough for him, and it was hard enough. Oh, what? I can turn this thing on? You know, I never thought about turning the volume up. If I press the dial, it shows the time. See, I never figured out how to make this thing work, my sound system. Yeah. It's got a USB in, but I never figured out how to use that. At least I'll be able to sleep tonight. No, it has been like the past 2 nights. It's been too windy to sleep. It's just like I'm trying to sleep, and then like there's this loud gust, and then the car rocks, and I'm like, ugh. You know, it's like this past year, the number of days like that has been like 5. So it's not bad. Sometimes I don't get sleep. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to pass out like tonight. Yeah, as soon as midnight rolls around, it's going to get peaceful. So yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, it's like why it, you know, there's certain times there's something called folding, you know, when you're in a poker game and you have a round where you lost, you don't have anything, right? You should do what's called folding, where you quit early. It saves you money, right? And so it's like if you get a hand and it's like uh, a bunch of negative stuff, you'd be a fool to play that. You'd be a fool to bluff it and try to play that, and like you should just fold, right? And then the people who are winning will take a smaller pot. There'll be less for them to get. That's kind of key about folding early in a game, is that you let the stacked winner take nothing, right? They get less out of the pot overall. So yeah, that's kind of the strategy, is don't give this crooked pedo world anything. They are pedos. It's in their religion. It's like you can read that they're pedos, and whoever wrote the religions are definitely pedos. And it's like it's sad, you know. The creator makes monsters. He does. The creator makes monsters. It's his favorite thing to do. And yeah, I ain't ever gonna say anything nice to my parents ever again. Nope. They don't deserve it. And I regret the things I did say that were nice. Like I was too placating. Yeah, I was too like trying to like create a relationship line, which was really like survival. Like act like you love your parents because you're terrified of them. Yeah. So it's like sad. Yeah. Anyway, can't change nothing about it, complaining about it. But yeah, it's my thoughts. It's windy as hell. It's like 30 miles an hour wind sustained, and then with gusts. It sucks. Yeah. But it's gonna get better real soon. A couple days. In a couple days, I'll be like chilling, chilling. I can see the mountain again. Since I've been talking, it's been like we were in a snow squall, and it's just cleared, and now I can see the mountain again. I got my juice. This is 2 energy drinks, a lot of alkaline water, a prime, and then one of the Steph Curry drinks. There's a Steph Curry drink that's made out of orange. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's like, do I like 0 calorie? I like light calorie. Yeah, like 20, 30 calories is perfect. So 0 calories is too empty. I think the full sugar is obviously way too much. Just a little is good. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, this is what I'll drink today. I was thinking about getting Solis to Paragon, but it's such a small jump in power. I think I'll save my diamonds to get another character I like to Supreme. Yeah. Getting Solis to Paragon is like not required. It's just not required. So, yeah. 6 copies. Yeah. It's such a small amount of a power up. Like, getting Celeste to Paragon is like the difference between 13.6 attack and 13.9. So it's like, it's actually really small. It's a small upgrade. Not nothing, but is it enough to like invest a bunch of diamonds in? Nah, I'm going to save them for something else. So, yeah. Yeah, I wish AFK Journey reduced all their prices by a 0. Yeah. That'd be nice. Take a 0 off all their prices. That would be way cool. That would be way cool. So they might. Maybe not, though. It's like, their prices make sense if you're like a New York or California millionaire. But their prices make no sense if you're like anywhere else in America. And it's like just too expensive. It's like play free, which you can do, which is why it's actually cool, is their free levels are doable. Yeah, their free levels are doable. It's not awful. But yeah. Anyway, I've yapped enough. I'm going to dinker around on the internet for a while and just exist through the wind. I had some bread in a tuna can earlier for breakfast. I love those tuna cans. I think you're supposed to drain them, but I just use them as like a dipping pad for bread. Tuna with oil. Yeah, I like tuna with oil. It's pretty tasty. It's probably why I don't shiver anymore, as I've gotten a good fat layer. It feels good. It's not like this, like, it's not like squishy or like, I mean, it is kind of squishy, but it's not like dangly or like loose fat. It's like real thick padding. Yeah, it's like I was already really muscular and really strong from just like swimming and being a soldier, but adding a little layer of fat is just like, oh, it feels good. I mean, I had hard muscles my whole life. I had hard muscles as a kid, and I had hard muscles as an adult. I love feeling me with some squish now. It's like new, and it's like a little luxurious. Yeah, I think it feels pretty good. So, freaking snow. Constant snow, but it's too warm for it to stick. 30 miles an hour wind. Yeah, this shit is awful. Especially if it's cold. Yeah, but every day after this, it's going to be nice and sunny. So we don't have to worry about it.